Today we're going to be exploring one of my deepest fears that I feel a lot of you probably also share. This is All Things Creepy. Let's talk about thalassophobia. So I'm sure if you're a long-term viewer, you've noticed that a lot of my videos revolve around this theme of the sea monsters, bodies of water, and the whole eeriness that these themes encapsulate. As you can see by the Wikipedia page, this isn't something that has been heavily researched or talked about. However, it is clearly something that is quite prevalent. I frequently visit the subreddit r/thalassophobia, where there is actually quite a large following. So this tells us two things. A lot of people do experience this so-called thalassophobia, or an excessive, perhaps irrational fear of the sea and large bodies of water. However, it also reflects on perhaps a morbid curiosity that humans have. Even though we're afraid of this thing, we really want to explore it, we want to see pictures of it. Why would you subscribe to a subreddit if it caused you this much discomfort? If someone were arachnophobic, I doubt they would look at a page about arachnophobia and just see loads of pictures of spiders. They probably would avoid that like the plague. So I believe the fear that we get from thalassophobia isn't perhaps as similar to something like arachnophobia. It's not as intense, it's not as irrational. Because the fear isn't quite as intense, we are not as violently repelled by it. We keep our distance, of course, but the eeriness, the strangeness of it all, seems to breed a bit of a curiosity that humans tend to have. We tend to be explorative, we want to explore new things, but that doesn't mean we're not scared of that. This fear of the unknown almost makes us want to explore it more, to explain why we are so scared, so that it becomes known perhaps. If you want to know if you experience thalassophobia, I'd suggest checking out the subreddit. I think almost all humans probably do experience this because we are a land animal. We are an animal that has pretty much dominated the land, we've explored all of it. However, we know extremely little about the ocean, and it's a much more vast place. Obviously, the primary reason for this is that we just aren't suited to it. We have to wear this large outfit, we have to breathe through oxygen tanks, we're restricted to how deep we can go before we just get crushed. And I think this fear that we have is healthy. It's more of a be cautious but explore me kind of fear. Whenever I look at images on this subreddit, or just in general, of the sea, its expansiveness, I definitely get that eerie vibe, but it's kind of inspiring. If I make music, as I'm sure you're aware, I play guitar for the backing tracks of a lot of these videos. The sea is a place where we are quite literally out of our element. There could be something below you and you wouldn't even know it. Our senses are adapted to the land, so being underwater we wouldn't be able to see much or hear much. As humans have developed, we've got this very comfortable system. That's why we like video games, that's why we like roller coasters. We like to feel that rush that we used to feel when things weren't quite as safe, when our ancestors had to go exploring, otherwise they wouldn't get any food. That part of us is missing these days, so I think that's why subreddits like this are so popular. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below what thalassophobia means to you. Like this video if you did, share it with a friend, and of course if you haven't already, subscribe for more creepy content.